Alright, so this fight right here looks simple at first, but every move I made had a reason behind it. TV station is one of those zones where PvP can flip in seconds. You either control the fight, or you get deleted. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how I read every sound, every peek, and every rotation. I'll explain why I pushed here, why I held that angle, and what mistakes most players make that cost them fights in TV station. Whether you play aggressive or slow, once you understand how I approach these fights, you'll start winning more 1 versus 2s and even full squad engagements. So watch this fight closely. Every second matters here. We spawned right at the main extraction. Not the best start for PvP, but we moved quick. First stop was the dark room and director's office. Both completely dry, nothing worth grabbing. So, instead of wasting time looting, we rotated straight toward immigrants and post-production. That's where the real noise was coming from. 2 teams were already trading shots in there, so we pushed in carefully. But one of our teammates got caught in the crossfire and went down. At that point, I knew we had to third party fast, before either team had time to heal or reset. And I tried to chase the guy who ran, but he was already gone, probably healing or flanking. So instead of overextending and getting caught, I decided to hold the angle where he might rotate back from. Meanwhile, my other teammate was locked in a fight with a T6 camper inside post-production. That guy wasn't moving an inch. And to make it worse, one of our teammates was AFK. So it was basically a 2v3 at that point. At this stage, it was all about patience. Holding angles, listening to footsteps, and waiting for the right moment to strike. Turns out my read was spot on. The guy did try to flank back around. I could literally hear his sneaky footsteps trying to creep up, but that sound gave him away. One quick peek, clean shots, and he was out. As soon as I cleared him, I rotated straight toward my teammate who was still holding that T6 camper inside post-production. Lucky for me, I survived that rat attack. My teammate managed to drop the T6 guy just in time. But before I could even check the loot, bang! Shots came flying in from the director's side. At this point, I had no real options, so instead of peeking like an idiot, I pulled back into the middle section, found a safe corner, and healed up completely. Just when we thought things were calming down, another team pulled in. Third party turned into a fourth party real quick. Most players would panic and fight head-on here, but I knew that was suicide. My armor and helmet were barely holding, almost zero durability. But since there was no visible damage yet, I couldn't risk taking any face-to-face duels. So the plan now? Stay smart, reposition, and let the chaos work for me, not against me. Once I was fully healed, I decided to flip the fight. Instead of waiting for them to push, I started flanking toward the same spot they shot us from. I was 100% sure they'd try to chase us, and that meant their old position was wide open. Most players don't expect you to swing back from their own flank path, and that's exactly what I was counting on. So I moved quietly, checking corners one by one, because if I could get behind them before they realized, this whole fight could turn in our favor fast.
नहीं उन्होंने एक वाले को मारा ना पूरा तो यहाँ से दिखेंगे यहाँ से जंप करके देखो दिखेंगे नहीं नहीं
Right से फुट आया तुम्हारे
हाँ ये अंदर से ना बहुत लग रहे हैं सामने नहीं दिख रहा है पूरा यहाँ तक क्लियर है सामने तक पूरा क्लियर है
And then, of course, that freaking bug had to give away my position. One tiny sound glitch, and boom, they already knew we were there. At that point, there was no use trying to fight from that side anymore. So, instead of forcing it, I decided to rotate again, hit a wider flank from the opposite direction. There were literally 4 teams worth of loot scattered around post-production, which means every squad nearby is going to get dragged into this mess sooner or later. So yeah, this isn't the time to ego push. We had to play smart. Use angles, play the noise, and wait for other teams to thin each other out before making our move.
पाल भी एक
पर इसको मेरे को भी पड़ेगा उधर स्टन किया नहीं हम पे स्टन किया हम पे हाँ जहाँ सामा उधर ही हो रहा है देखो इधर से चलते हैं ना इधर से उसके पीछे निकलेंगे हम इधर से उसके पीछे निकलेंगे ना
यहाँ से कैसे उसके पीछे निकल जाओगे
अरे नहीं मुझे लगा इधर
से जाना पीछे से
ऊपर है ना एक वाला बोल तो रहा हूँ
डार्क रूम वाली साइड से जा जिसमें रेड लाइट जलती है वहां से जा
दो बनते हैं
एक फाल है
वही तो 2000 के फालतू बंदे हो गए
All right, this is exactly what I was waiting for. The flank worked. They have no idea we're here. They went straight to our old position and started tossing nades like crazy, thinking we were still hiding there. Now, they've come back to check, completely convinced the area's clear. This is where patience pays off. They think they're the hunters, but they're about to walk right into our sights. Timing here is everything. One wrong peek, and we lose the element of surprise. If I sink this push right, this whole squad's getting wiped. And that was it. Last team of the lobby. Gone. Turns out they'd already wiped 2 more players from the squad we were fighting earlier. So when the dust settled, there were 4 different teams' loot piles stacked in one spot. Absolute chaos. But also, absolute jackpot. I ended up walking out with around 1.2 million Koen, and that's without a single red item. My teammate barely had 6 or 7k left in space because he was carrying our fallen teammate's gear. Still, totally worth it. Smart rotations, clean flanks, and patience paid off big time. Definitely one of those raids where every move mattered.
नहीं 2000 वाला मेरा था 2000 था आन हुआ ना वो इसको डिफरेंस था अच्छा मेरे को लगा 2000 तक की क्या बोल रहा है ना नहीं
This raid starts just below the director's office room, and as always, we went straight for the safes first. After clearing that area, I stepped outside and noticed something weird. The security camera indicator was glowing red. If you didn't know, that red light means someone's actively watching you through the cameras. When it's green, you're clear. So yeah, we already knew eyes were on us, and from the sound cues, it was clear someone was camping inside. One of them even had a shotgun, so pushing that setup head-on wasn't worth it. We backed off for now and rotated toward post-production to check the area. Everything seemed quiet, until we spotted a lone player crossing the middle section. We tagged him hard, but somehow he managed to survive, so I instantly started the chase.
Enemy here.
AK भी है राइट में तो बैठा है हाँ
हाँ स्मोक किया उसने
चल दे पूछते हैं यहाँ से
बंदा मारा पड़ा यहाँ पे
कैफेटेरिया कहाँ वाला
अरे रेस्टोरेंट की बात कर
यहाँ पे रूम में यहाँ पे रूम में यहाँ पे रूम में यहाँ पे रूम में
वॉकिंग कर रहा है
पूरा
अरे नेट नहीं करना था वो दूर है
अच्छा रूम है बोल के
बोल तो रहा था भाग रहा था वो मैं पीछा कर लेता आपने नेट कर दिया
आई थिंक हाँ यहाँ पे प्लेयर है 145 में
मतलब अच्छा उधर से आओगे उधर ही ऊपर प्लेयर होगा
After taking down that guy in the middle, we moved upstairs to clear the rest of the building. Everything seemed calm, just that eerie silence you get when you know someone might still be around. We started checking corners, moving slow, trying not to make noise. And that's when my teammate suddenly called it out. Bro, someone's camping inside medical.
यही है मेरा साइड में है
फ्लैश है मेरे पे
ये इसने ही मारा है
दिखा नहीं वो बंदा मेरे को
सोफे पे जगह पे ही है ना
So, right after I finished looting the guy we just dropped, I barely had time to breathe. My teammate suddenly calls out, "Bro, there's another rat near me." No hesitation. I instantly sprinted toward his position to check it out. In fights like this, every second matters. If your teammate's holding an angle alone, one delay can cost the whole raid. I moved in fast, trying to catch the rat off guard before he could reposition or flank. By now, we already knew this lobby had campers hiding in every corner, so it was all about reacting quick and clearing smart.
भाई एलिवेटर हॉल में हेड मार
हाँ
दिया
तो बोला तो था मैं सोफा की तरफ था वो पहले
नहीं एलिवेटर हॉल में पे
तो आ गया होगा ना सोफा से सोफे से आ गया होगा ना वो
पता नहीं क्या मारा मैं एक गोली में मर गया
सोफे के थ्रू आ गया होगा
ले लूटेगा मेरे को जाना है
जाना है
नेट करो ना स्मोक में नेट करो
नेट नहीं है मेरे पास
नेट करो
नेट कर जल्दी नेट
वहीं पे
डाल।
स्मोक में लेफ्ट भाग रहा है
हाँ पता है।
नीचे मिड में क्या मिडिल पे ऊपर ही दो बंदे हैं।
अरे हक दिया मैंने हक दिया। हेड पे नहीं लगा। नाइस मार दिया ना।
अरे उस पे T4 है
मर गया।
एक और होगा शायद देखो एक और होगा
नो आइडिया।
ओए
ना
मेरे को पड़ा है
कहाँ है जी वाला?
सभी भाई मरे जाएंगे हेल्प करोगे वहीं
कर
पे
रहे हैं। कहाँ है जी वाला बताओ।
एज स्ट्रेट है सामने
स्टूडियो रिकॉर्डिंग स्टूडियो पे है
मैं पीछे आया
वो तो इनकी वाला
बचा
कहाँ पे
दिया।
मेरे को किसने मारा
एक नीचे भागा था ना स्टेप से
हाँ उसको नहीं देखा क्या किसी ने नीचे वाले को
नहीं
वो तो घूम के आएगा सामान उठाओ निकल जाओ
Turns out, it wasn't just one rat. It was a full team camping together. They managed to drop one of our guys early, but my teammates reacted quick and wiped 3 of them almost instantly. Only one survived. He ran off somewhere and completely vanished. We waited, thinking he might try to flank from the other side, but he never showed up. At that point, there was no reason to risk it. We'd already cleared multiple squads, had solid loot on us, and our bags were full. So we grabbed our kills, packed up, and decided to extract clean. Sometimes it's not about chasing every last player. It's about knowing when to walk out rich and alive. Just when we thought the raid was over, of course, there had to be one more rat. We reached extraction. Everything seemed clear, and suddenly, my teammate spots movement inside. Full T6, just sitting there, waiting for someone to walk in first. Lucky for me, my teammate went ahead and dropped him instantly. Because if I had gone first, yeah, that would have been the end of me. That's Arena Breakout for you. Even extraction isn't safe anymore. You clear 4 teams, survive flanks, survive campers, and still almost get deleted right at the finish line. But hey, good comms, smart movement, and a bit of luck. That's what made this raid a success.
अरे वो स्टैक हो जाएगा रे मैं
कर लो ना स्टैक कर लो अरे मैं
हो गया अभी
मैं भी हो गया
मैं बोल रहा था ना स्टैक हो रहा है
अरे मेरे ध्यान कोई ना मैंने उसका वो नहीं उठाया रिग नहीं उठाया था बाकी उठा लेता
मैं उठाता हूँ अब मैं भाग गया बाहर उठा लिया मैंने